Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. The market is up, actually down about 0.4% there. On the S&P Nasdaq and the semiconductor Dow, these guys are red. Russell 2000 is green today. However, transport banks are down. Energy is making a move today, 3% positive. Biotech flat, healthcare up, home builders, utilities, these guys are all emerging market up. Also, retail is down about 2% today. Bitcoin, gold, silver miners are down, all dollar down, oil up, treasury bond down, VIX is down a little bit. Let's stick with the GBP under ETF. Spider, 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed on Friday, and we looks like we slightly gapped up today, and looks like it faded. A little bit of fluctuation on that first hour, and then pretty much grinded all day. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all day today. Kind of a flagging action here. A lot of people look at this as a bull flagging type of pattern. As you guys know, if you've been following me, I don't really trust this pattern that much unless we see a firm breakout with the follow through. So when I see a bull flagging pattern like this, I always keep in mind that next day it can either break out to the upside and come right back down, or it can break down and then go right back up, or we could keep grinding sideways. So basically, this is a time where market is trying to decide what it wants to do, right? Does the market want to come down and retest at 381 level, right? That's the gap area, the up gap that was opened up on Friday morning. And that's a level coinciding with the prior resistances. That's definitely a pivot. Level of interest there with along the gap area. And you can see my short-term moving average currently residing in that vicinity, right? My micro-term, however, currently at 38,384. So we may touch that if we were to see slight downturn. That micro-term moving average do have pretty impressive resume in the last week or so. As you can see right here, it acted as a resistance all throughout, and then there's that support. Remember that day we gapped down pretty heavily right here, and we captured that by that micro-term moving average, supported back up, grinded lower. We stalled that micro-term moving average acting as support after what it looked like a bull flagging pattern here as well. So possibly, we could see maybe similar action where this thing comes down a little bit, controlled, lethargic, sideways move, and then kind of hit that short term or the micro term, that green moving average there. Potentially that's kind of what might be happening. So definitely we want to be aware of 384 level where the micro term moving average is. Currently, we're just kind of, staying above that midterm moving average. Currently, that midterm moving average is declining. So what it tells us is that overall in the midterm sentiment, the trend of things, looking at the 65-minute chart here, the bearishness still resides looking at things in the midterm when we look at that midterm moving average, right? However, the micro term and the short term is telling us we have that bullish sentiment in the short term and micro, and we can definitely see that just looking at that last 1 week of price action. So that's the sentiment we're dealing with. Overall, kind of a bearish sentiment of midterm. So bears are not going anywhere, especially the boss bears. These guys are kind of right now hanging around in that vicinity. So if the bulls want to go advance, level up to the next level, they want to see the numbers above 400. They must face the boss bears, and they're hanging around at 400, that gap area. As long as this down gap doesn't get filled, bulls will not advance, and bears are not going anywhere, especially that midterm bears. These guys are hanging out there. The bears are defending that 400 level. So we're just kind of in the midpoint right here, right? And this is a level where the bulls can bring it back up. And if we do see a decline, 381 is the level. Strong level of interest, I would have to say. But before we get there, we do have the micro term at 384. Let's check out that oscillator. See if we can extract any more information. That oscillator is hitting that overbought zone here. And that's kind of what happened. in these two levels. What happened was when we did see that overbought sentiment on that oscillator, price kind of consolidated, right, for a couple of days or so. And we're kind of seeing exact same pattern here. So if this were to play out, just like kind of how we played out last time, basically what the bulls are trying to do is they're trying to create a little bit of space here, because again, bulls are tired. When they get to that overbought level, bulls are tired. So what they need to do, they need to rest. And while they're resting, they need that oscillator. Just look at this oscillator as kind of like an energy gauge, right? They need to kind of reset that oscillator, create some space before, right there, that's the low, before they can push it right back up. So you can see right here, once we got there, we crossed back up on that oscillator. We had that short term and the micro term moving average supporting. We got that higher low going there. And then you can see that bulls brought it back up. So that's kind of the strategy going into tomorrow. What the bulls are trying to work on is that they need to kind of, reset that oscillator, kind of correct through time in the micro term, have that price consolidate. We don't want to see bulls don't want to see some dramatic downturn. What bulls want to see like a controlled, lethargic, like down move like today, and kind of slowly drip lower so that the oscillator, or sideways, so that oscillator can kind of reset and then maybe find support here and then bring it back up, and then possibly bulls are ready to face the boss bears at 400. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening and good luck trading tomorrow.